right. It's Tuesday morning. It's time for some ring rows. Here we go. Big arched back and pull. So nice thing. Doing single reps on the minute is the massive amount of rest. Of course, for beginners, or if you don't have rings, some variations would be just elevated rows. The elevation is um, in relation to your angle. So more elevated angle means elevated rows. Poncho is not necessary for these, but it does improve results. It's a little chilly. Actually saw some frost outside this morning. So spring is coming in slowly. Yeah, so if you don't have rings, if you have a pull-up bar, I would recommend using a rubber band. But if you don't have that, I mean, I really despise this variation that I'm going to show you after another ring row. But it is the jumping pull-up. I would probably go with supinated. And I'm going to focus on the arch again. Scapula back, jump, and slowly down. However, if you can't do really strict pull-ups, and especially arching chest to bars, sternum to bars, Gironda pull-ups, the eccentric portion is probably going to be very, very hard for you. And even if we're only doing 10, that's going to be 10 repetitions at more than 100% of your capacity. Its absolute strength is regarded as 100% of our concentric strength, and eccentric strength is more than 100. I would advise against doing that unless you're preparing to break through, unless you've laid the foundation with 8 to 12 weeks of preparatory work. So just saying that, I feel my upper back starting to come alive. So really important to just find your arch body position. I'm putting so much focus into my scapula position, which means from a neutral to shoulders back and down. That is going to be the key, and that is the same thing that I did in the pull-up, the Gironda pull-up. And or the sternum to bar, which is essentially just a front lever pull up. And it's the primary reason for developing this strength, like a king with the ring row, so that we can do not just proper, but dominating, just in all aspects, better pull ups in the future. And I've been in the sort of body weight gymnastics coaching game, especially in the CrossFit space, for the past 10 years. And pull ups have been one of the saddest things seeing as a coach, because they are not given enough love and attention. They are a sort of collapsing across the finish line movement, where as long as my chin reaches across, I've made it. Like, I don't give a fuck where your chin is. You're using your hands to pull your body. Fuck your chin. Chin ups are and should be demonized as a shit movement, because the chin makes no difference, except when you're arching really back, you're inhibiting um, your nerves through the back of your neck so that you get weaker, which once again is shit. So I want a quite neutral head position, but an arched back. But to each their own. Many different ways to think about head position. Gaze, drishti, as they say in yoga. Where your attention goes, energy flows. I like to look somewhere adjacent to my target, but for pull-ups especially, looking straight up is usually not the way to go. I'm trying to pull the rings now into my rib cage, touch my rib cage. It is elbows back, really squeezing my shoulder blades towards each other, in toward the middle of the spine, right? So my body is bending like a, I don't know, like a paper clip. And it's not just a backward bend, but a lateral opening of the chest and a closing of the upper back. It's also a rotation. You can feel this, just working the scapula. You should be able to feel if you just try to push the rings towards your hips, how each centimeter activates correspondingly, going down all the way to the bottom or the end of your lats. And that's basically what it is. The further you pull your center of mass onto um, underneath your oh, your anchor of support, I guess, the more you have to activate. If you're just hanging straight, you don't have to activate that much. You can work a lot with the back of the shoulder and the bicep. But if we really want to go far, you need to activate, create a line of tension all the way down through the arm, through the back into the same position. I don't know if that makes sense. If you're watching my videos, um, probably bought into the scam, and I'm sorry. Um, you probably need more education. I'll try to provide that um, with low-tech solutions. I don't know why the camera tracking has turned off, but sorry if anything wasn't visible. If you're not in the Skool community, join. And if you are, follow my template in the comments, ask any questions that you need. And if you have money, pay me so that I can spend more time on equipment and improve the audio and video quality and feed my family. Have a nice day. Bye.